apocalypse, Mr. Manheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Dark Side.
Hey, true believers, are you a bulldozer in the streets but a M.O.D.O.K in the sheets? Well, you've come to the right place, a comic book podcast. It's Darkside's Couch, and this is James.
This is Mike.
I'm Shée.
James said that his opening was probably not funny and ended up being really funny.
A bulldozer in the street? Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense to anybody who hasn't heard the show yet.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
It'll pay off later.
You gotta laugh from me.
Here to entertain each other, really. Most of these episodes we don't even release.
Wait, no, you're planting the seeds for re-listening.
Yeah, you're supposed to listen on a loop. So as soon as the episode ends, it starts again, and then that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of shit to cover on this. Mm-hmm. I went down a little bit of a well, because we're going to be looking at Captain America issue 133 from 1971. And it's interesting because nobody, myself included, is ever very excited to hear that we're covering Captain America because he's nobody's favorite character.
We say that, but every time we get to Captain America, it's some bizarre shenanigans.
It delivers.
Like a car that's trying to kill him.
I was just thinking, that's the thing I'm always going to think of now, is the Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, the Nazi car hunting him down.
That drove in his apartment.
Right, the space in his apartment. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my God, I was so envious of that.
And then he compliments the car.
Yeah,
it's a good car.
It
He's
is.
not a liar.
No. Maybe they opened like a manufacturing plant in its hometown that really helped the economy.
It's like when Amazon comes to town.
The lobbyists got to Captain America.
Saying that's what Japan does, man. They'll open a factory right in this little American town. They're like, we love the Japanese.
Look, Captain America is an American patriot, but Steve Rogers knows what's really up. Mm-hmm. Like he is a bootlicker anytime he needs to be.
I don't know about that.
He's pretty. The Chinese boot, he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I don't know. Because again, Captain America is not a favorite character of mine or anyone's.
I like Captain America.
But is he one of your favorites?
That's a good... There are some comic books that I really like that are about Captain America.
Mm. Yeah, well, we've had good luck with it. And I'm not going to call this a good book. This is a bad comic book, but it's a good Darkside's Couch book.
And Captain America 2. That's a great movie.
And Civil War.
I don't know. Civil War, I think we're good on
I'm sorry.
one.
Winter Soldier, not
Winter Soldier. That movie's so good. Like, what the fuck? It had no right to be that good.
I think that might have been the last Marvel movie that I've seen.
Stop.
That was like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
That was so long ago. The MCU is so old.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
not
the
to
same
us.
thing over and over. And oh no, I saw Into the Spider-Verse. I guess that.
Yeah, I guess
It's not MCU, though.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel movie. Calm down.
I'm very up in arms about this. Well, I do want to cover one thing because I had actually, by sheer coincidence, I had actually been reading about Joe Simon a little bit, the co-creator with Jack Kirby of Captain America, and so I guess I got a little bit of a segment that we can do real quick. I'll try to keep it quick because I know we got a lot to cover in this comic book. I guess it's the Simon report. I realize that that's the music for the Hogan report, where we talk about Hulk Hogan's various lies, but I don't think Joe Simon was ever in Metallica, so I don't have any music from him. But it is a segment about an old man lying, so I figured that's close enough.
All right, that's the most famous liar would be Hulk Hogan.
He's
You
so
could also
good
have
at
put
lying.
this. You also could have put this in a Boom Patrol. Probably.
I truly was considering that. I was thinking, like, can I merge these two theme songs? I'm like, dude, I don't have that much time to put this together.
You could have played Lies, 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 yeah.
Or like a Paul Simon song. I could have done all kinds of things. Listen, this is all post-production problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love that song.
Now you can't post-production change it. You can't change it now.
I love that song that Hulk Hogan sings. It's your bone.
It's your bow.
The point is, the reason we're here today, I'll try to make this kind of quick, but I actually was just reading about this really recently, so it was kind of worked out well that Captain America came up. So I didn't really know that much about Joe Simon beyond Captain America and, of course, his two greatest creations, Brother Power the Geek and Prez, his real high watermark creations.
Prez. Oh, so we've more than dipped our toes into this.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Joe Simon's a pretty big wheel. I didn't realize that Joe Simon's probably a huge liar, though.
Oh, yeah, probably. Most people are.
A lot
Most
of...
The majority of people are, if
Most
not
people
all.
are. It'll get you by. It'll get you through life.
It's your bow.
Mercy, mercy. That's on the outro.
I'm insufferable. I can't get through my own bits without laughing at myself. I'm insufferable.
Yeah, but it you know what? It's even worse, though, when there's no laughter.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So at least it keeps the podcast afloat. It lets the audience know when they're supposed to enjoy themselves.
Now is the time for fun.
Yeah. Now, I'm a Jack Kirby guy, so whenever there's something dicey with Kirby and someone else, I tend to lean towards Kirby, so I gotta admit that I maybe should recuse myself, but I didn't realize that since Kirby died, and maybe even actually before that, Joe Simon has been claiming that he essentially created Captain America by himself.
Okay.
Right?
Who
so
cares?
this... Well, I would say a lot of the credit and the financials of it would care a little bit.
yes.
There's a lot
I
of money
forgot.
involved.
Yeah.
There actually is a whole thing. If you read the book Stuff Said, there's a lot about Kirby getting screwed over and everything. But that's a whole other thing that I won't entirely
You think
get into.
Joe Simon just looked at Stanley. He goes, I want in on that racket.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? And man, it is a dark, dark industry. So in the 70s, this image showed up that Joe Simon claims is an original. The first drawing he ever did of Captain America says it predates him working with Kirby, and this is supposed to be his proof that he created Captain America by himself.
Oh, and he drew that like the other day.
Yeah.
Honestly, it seems that way because I did a little digging. Because it even says there's this image of Captain America, and you can see this on the video on YouTube or Spotify. And he even put a little note in here to Martin Goodman, the president of Timely Comics, which would become Marvel. It even says, "Here's the character. I think you should have a kid buddy or a sidekick or whatever." Like it seems pretty fake. It seems pretty clear and bright for an image that allegedly showed up in the 70s but was drawn in 1940.
Yeah.
Looks a little dicey.
Yep.
I did a little digging and I found this guy, and I don't know who this guy is, but apparently works in the industry, Marcus Miller, and he says he actually saw the painting at auction, or the drawing at auction. Says the poster board it was drawn on was produced in the 70s.
Yep.
And
Oh.
the inks are way too bright to have been sitting there forever.
That's what I was so waiting for that. I was so
Sure.
waiting for looking at that, being like, what's it on?
What's it on? Well, the thing that I actually thought about, because I was looking at this and I noticed his handwriting and his signature and everything. I was like, I wonder, because people's handwriting changes over the years. So I was wondering if anybody has done any analysis on if this handwriting matches up. And if you look at the way he signed his name, he just signed Joe. And he signs basically J-O and then 3 lines coming off of the O that create the E. That's the way he signs his name. Well, turns out that Joe Simon forgot that in 1940, he wasn't signing his name that way. He was signing it like this with a star over the I.
A little Ren and Stimpy looking.
Yeah. He didn't
What
start.
a fucking goon.
What a bad lie.
Dude, what do you think happened? What was his reasoning
Old man
to
brain.
start this? You think it was because, is he like broke and he's just like, I need to get some of that Captain America money?
It honestly probably had a lot to do with the money. This was in the mid 70s when this image surfaced, but I think in 1971 or so he settled a lawsuit with Marvel. And again, this was in the Stuff Said book, but it is worth noting. Marvel settled with Joe Simon and Jack Kirby and gave them out each $3,750, which is not much. But
That's
here's
just a few gigs.
It is a few gigs, but here's the deal. The reason they gave such a small amount was basically to screw Kirby over further, because they actually gave a substantial secondary amount to Joe Simon's lawyer, who then gave it to Joe Simon. So it was just a way to circumnavigate paying Kirby relative to the same amount
Everything
of money.
is so bad. You can't enjoy
It is pretty
anything.
terrible. It is pretty terrible. So
Enjoying
listen,
things is cringe.
you got to stop enjoying things. It's 2024
Yeah.
already.
Right, we got to be like one of those Christians that like whips ourselves. Like that seems to be
Yeah.
the way to go. That's
You need to
probably
do penance.
the least cringe. Yeah, the penance people.
Yeah.
the flatulence.
Yeah, you get in like a circle
No,
and you
that's
just whip
not
yourself.
what it is.
What do you mean, Shée?
Flagellation.
It's not.
It's not
Self-flatulence?
flatulence.
What does that mean? It didn't work.
Pretty good. I liked it. So yeah, listen, I don't know. I can't say conclusively he's lying or lied. He's been dead for 13 years, but it seems like a fucking lie and a bad lie.
Man, it seemed like a pretty stupid lie to do right before you die.
Yeah.
Why did
Well, no.
everyone fucking hate Kirby so much?
I don't know. He
No,
seemed
I
like
don't
a
think-
dick, though.
Kirby?
I mean, he seemed like he was talented and honest and straightforward, but it seems
So
like he
make him
was
a
probably kind of a prick to work with, I bet.
Maybe. I guess I don't know. But I think Kirby just had this attitude because he was a World War II kid, and I think a Depression era kid, and I think his attitude was if I just work hard and have good ideas, it'll
Nope.
work out for me.
Nope.
And that's just not.
It's day trading. That's the only way you're going to make it. It's day
You gotta
trading.
mine crypto and lie.
Bro, you're
are
going to
the
sit
two
in front of your
things.
computer for 6 hours a day, like looking at the lines that go up and down and making decisions based
Yeah.
off of that.
No, you need to eat hot chip, be bisexual.
Yeah,
Bro.
charge they phone. Charge they phone.
Bro.
Let's see. Was there anything else I really wanted to get into that? No.
Besides fuck Joe Simon, nope.
Yeah. Well, he gave us press.
Let's discredit this dead man.
I think he's, I'm not sure on the timeline of when he started shitting on Kirby, but it was certainly when Kirby was starting to be in physical decline. So, it wasn't,
that's great. Even
he
better.
wasn't at the height of his powers and the height
Even
of his
better.
abilities.
Attack him while he's like down.
Well, I have to say, what if the comic book industry was treating their creators better? Maybe there wouldn't be as much of a need to lie.
You think they're being better about it now?
I'd say better, yes. Great, no.
I bet you can't get away with it now because everyone's on the internet all up in your ass about everything all the time.
There's a lot more documentation. Obviously, people demand their contracts to be a lot more ironclad. Like it's a lot more.
Back then it was all handshakes and like,
Yeah,
I
you
promise
can't.
not to screw you. Wink. I can
think
see you winking.
I think Alan Moore blew that up in the late 80s when he just went nuclear on the entire industry for screwing him over. He
What a
believed
base-
screwing him
what a
over.
base creator.
Yeah.
I disagree with a lot of his contract disputes, but I can't deny it was based to have those contract
That's
disputes.
right.
Like,
That's right.
Like I've read the things that said like, yeah, Alan Moore's kind of full of shit on this, but he's still based about it.
and
fine
see you
distinctions
creating
of base.
Watchmen, you fucks.
Nope. That's all. I just wanted to cover that, and I wanted an excuse to hit this again. So I guess that was the Simon Report.
So why wasn't that a boomer report?
Boom Patrol? I don't
Boom
know.
Patrol.
Well,
Why
Boom
wasn't
Patrol,
that?
Well, I have to make. First of all, it's specifically about lying, not about being a boomer. He could have been 30 and lying.
And that's
And
more Hulk
also-
Hogan.
And Boom Patrol takes more effort to make the theme song because I have to put all the. By the way, that's something I can ask people. If you have audio clips of people saying boomer shit, send them in. I need those
Oh
too.
yeah, I'll make a channel for it in Discord.
I have a file of bits of boomery comments and things, but I can always use more.
It's an election year. They're all over the fucking place.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but they have to be tight. It have to be a tight, concise thing where you can tell just from listening for 3 seconds. Oh, that's some boomer shit right there.
When are
Oh,
they?
can you everybody go find their favorite boomer, tell them to get together a tight five, and you'll
Yeah.
record it and then
Yeah,
send
please.
it to us.
Send it to us. We'll humiliate them.
Yeah. Please make sure that they've had at least one improv class.
Give them
Yeah.
a drink.
Yeah, I don't want a bunch of amateurs. I
Ask
want
them about how they feel about the war in Palestine. Record them.
Okay. I think we should probably get to this. As I say, this is Captain America 133 from 1971, a book called Madness in the Slums, written by Stan Lee, art by Gene Colan and Dick Ayers. Oh,
This was
boy.
Stanley as fuck. I didn't even pay attention to who wrote it, and now that you said Stanley, I'm looking back on remembering reading this, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. Wanna know how I think that? Is because it's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. What it is, and I think the context matters here because this is at the time where Jack Kirby had left Marvel and he was over at DC building the Fourth World, which was going over really well, and Marvel didn't know what to do. So they were just trying to rip off Kirby. Because if you read a lot of old Kirby comics, he'll introduce some crazy ass gimmick character, but it's a cool like one-off character that he does. It's like a villain of the week, but it's really good. And they tried to do that here. Stanley thought he could do the same thing.
Excelsior, I can do
Bulldozer.
it.
With fucking Bulldozer, and Bulldozer sucks.
Yeah, Bulldozer isn't even a bulldozer.
He's not a bulldozer. He doesn't have any personality. All he says is stuff that M.O.D.O.K tells him to say.
Right.
Until the end, when suddenly he can just talk.
All right. I
Yeah.
guess we'll get to
We'll get to all that. One credit I will give this, though, is that, and I'll give Stan Lee a little bit of credit for this if he's the one who had the idea. Like, he perfectly nailed the idea of using the disenfranchised people's anger for your own personal gain. Our buddy Jay Miller made us this image of Trump as M.O.D.O.K.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, we got this comic book that's dead on M.O.D.O.K. pulling up
Yeah.
Trump.
M.O.D.O.K.
Full. Holy shit! I
God
didn't even
damn
think
it.
about
Now I
that.
got to change M.O.D.O.K. to Donald Trump
You
for the
gotta
whole
make-
fucking book. You bitch. Why'd you say that? I don't want to work.
Okay. Well, keep that in mind as that a little bit of a background of how this goes. Yeah, I
That's
guess
fucking funny.
If you're like watching this episode and M.O.D.O.K. is not Trump, well, fuck you.
and not only does he have to be Trump, but he has to be in a soda can.
Hi, God damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck
Soda
you.
can, man.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
It has to be Donald Trump.
I gotta
inside
go
of a
to
soda
work.
can. All right.
Can't be spending a whole day turning M.O.D.O.K. into Trump Coke can, man.
Well, maybe if you do it once, you can just keep dropping them in that way.
No,
I don't
you
know,
know
man.
I'm not going to do that. It's going to be unique for each
wonder-
and every panel.
I might be able to make. I mean, Midjourney
honestly-
might be able to do it.
I think honestly, if you take M.O.D.O.K. and you change his hair to be that fucking super dyed white,
Oh, yeah.
I think
guess could
that's
just do
pretty
that.
much going to make him look like it. And then all
He
you
does.
need
He's drawn like Donald Trump in this comic book now that
Yeah.
you mention it.
They knew what was up. They knew it was coming.
So I think, Mike, you could more easily pull it off than you think.
Okay. All right. Thank you for believing in me.
I always believe in you, bud.
Ah, look at that, son.
God, M.O.D.O.K's got those.
praising
M.O.D.O.K's
each
got
other.
those stubby little arms. He couldn't pull it off at all.
Nope, he
That's so
can't be
sad.
he ain't pulling nothing. That's why he's so
How
mad.
big are his hands?
Yes, he's got
Dude.
tiny little M.O.D.O.K. hands.
Dude, he can't pull his knob. No wonder he's all pissed off. I'd probably say and do crazy shit too.
This guy, I can't even describe M.O.D.O.K. Hopefully, everybody knows what he looks like, because
If not,
man, he's a
was he in
sad
any of the
man.
movies? Maybe he's
He
maybe
was
they know him from the
in.
movies.
He was in
Ant-Man?
He was in Quantumania, but it wasn't the same guy, and it was just basically a glorified cam. It was dumb. It didn't.
It was
work
just
out.
a giant head, and it looks real shitty, Mike.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I
It was like a
didn't,
character from the first movie that turns into.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've seen any of the Ant-Mans.
you don't need Quantumania is not a good movie.
Ant-Man
So-
doesn't need his own. Doesn't need his own movie. Why'd they do that?
I mean, you had 3 of them.
He's
It's
like
fun.
He's like a side character for the Avengers, and that's pretty much. He's there to fill out the Avengers. That's what he's there to
I
do.
think he should have just had one.
It's fine if you make them small scale movies, literally small scale. But the problem is they're like, you know what? We're going to introduce all the big concepts that we plan to hinge our next phase of movies on in an Ant-Man movie.
Probably
You
because
know.
they can afford to waste it on like setting shit up. Like you don't want to set shit up in the movie you want people to actually like. You might as well use this bullshit movie.
You know, didn't work out. Anyway,
Yeah, because
so,
wasn't Kang?
well, that's
one of the
that's a
villains?
whole.
Yeah.
Kang was the villain.
Oh
yeah,
that was great in Loki.
yeah. he
Well, that was
the
a
villain.
great show. That was a super kick-ass science fiction show. They did a good job.
We can't acknowledge him anymore. He who cannot be named.
There's a bunch of folks like that. We talk about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but have you seen Hulk Hogan?
I know, but
It's fucking awesome.
he's done some bad shit.
Yeah, he's a bad
Yes.
guy. He's a bad guy. All right. Getting into this book, Captain America: The Living Legend of World War II: Madness in the Slums, and we open up with a shot of M.O.D.O.K. in his egg chair thing that he lives in, and apparently recently he had sent an android Bucky Barnes to foil Captain America, and it didn't work out.
Bucky Barnes didn't work out.
Terrible.
I got very confused because
Yeah?
is it a new Bucky Barnes, or is he calling Bucky Barnes an android because he has that arm, or
He's
was
a
Bucky
terrible
Barnes more
android.
of a robot man than I realized?
Bucky Barnes-
They didn't do Winter Soldier till
Yeah,
like
the
decades
90s.
later.
Yeah, so at this point, Bucky Barnes was just a dead kid.
he's just a dead kid, died
He's
in
a
a war.
dumb kid, loser. I like soldiers who weren't killed in wars.
He said
Bucky
that
Barnes.
to fucking McCain.
Bucky
That was
Barnes, total
fucking
loser.
awesome. Who
That
says
was
that to a
fucked
war
up.
veteran?
Who-
Who does that?
Like, how dare you? The audacity.
That dude put all his stat points into lying.
Man, yeah, speaking of liars, top shelf lying.
Dude, nothing else. Everything else in his, like, nothing in intelligence or strength or stamina or dexterity. It's all lying.
And he is a fantastic liar. I mean, I admit it. Gotta admit
I don't
it.
know if he has better points in lying or charisma.
Well, I mean,
And I don't
that whiz.
I don't
spot the fucking difference, Shée.
Yeah,
That's
at
a
the end of
good
the day.
People, charismatic people are the most full of shit.
I will say, though, by the time this episode drops, we don't know what's... Because it's not looking good at his trial. What the result of it's going to be, we don't know. But by the time you hear this, there may have been a verdict that's come down, and I don't know. So, I don't know. You might have to recontextualize everything we're saying based on how
Bro,
that
I bet he
goes.
gets found guilty and still gets elected president.
All right, let's bet on that. Let's put it... Let's.
I
sure
think
there's
that's
a
what
website you can bet
happens,
on this.
dude.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
Dude, we're at the first, like...
Yeah, openly
first,
felony.
Yeah, first
felons.
like guy to be elected president who's going to have to serve his presidency in prison.
Wow. Yeah, a guy the first guy to get multiple impeachments on a single term became a felon, and then we said, you know what? Hey, he's okay.
Bro, if he gets elected president but also found guilty and he's going to prison or whatever, there's going to be a fucking civil war.
I definitely think he's going to be found guilty. It's just what is the sentencing, the penalty going to be? I don't know.
America's
It
about to
definitely is not
get
looking good for him.
fucking wild.
Yeah. We thought an insurgency was a big deal.
Dude,
Now,
hell,
that's nothing.
insurgency. Come on now.
It was pretty bad.
It was a hillbilly party where people died. That's what it was.
They took a shit on that.
So it was a hillbilly party.
Exact. Thank you, Shée,
Yeah,
for
it was a
understanding
typical
my
hillbilly
people.
party. It was a typical Tuesday party in Alabama.
I also come from the hillbilly people.
I see, you get it.
Yeah,
Those those people are not going to put up with Trump going to prison or getting barred from running for president. Like they're not going to put up with that.
I don't know. I will say this. Listen, we got to move on from this, but I will say, if you're casting your vote based on the funniest option, I realized in 2016 the funniest option was Trump. I understand that was the funniest option.
I think I know where you're going, but please continue.
The funniest option now is Biden because, the funniest option is for Trump to lose. Because
the funniest option is JFK Jr. with worms in his brain, or RFK Jr.
I was about to say it's RFK Jr.
That's my new excuse. Anytime anyone does
I was
anything,
gonna
like,
say,
leave him
I
alone,
think
worm in the
everybody
brain.
everybody fucking write in Sanders. We get
My
our
point-
first
yes.
third party candidate winner.
My point is, the funniest thing is for Trump to lose this time because do you remember 4 Seasons Total Landscaping, the funniest thing that has happened in American history?
yeah.
Oh,
they-
this is not long after Giuliani also
Yes.
just got served for Arizona.
Exactly.
After
On his
bragging.
birthday, after bragging that they
Happy
couldn't find him.
birthday.
All of that. Happy birthday, Rudy Giuliani. Happy 80th. You can almost be
And then
president now.
and then I already they were issues with they didn't do it in a classy way.
No, they came right up and he complained that it wasn't classy the way he got served.
Yeah.
In 10 years, he's going to be president.
It's like this is bad. Like we're laughing about all this, but none of this is good.
No, that's why we're
I'm
laughing.
telling you, all of this will be
We're
10 times.
disassociating and accepting our fate.
All of this will be 10 times crazier if Trump loses this time because he can't
I don't
run
think it's
again. It'll
gonna.
be- I don't know. We'll see. But I'm
I don't
saying
see how.
if you're
No.
casting a funny vote, it has to be an anti-Trump vote.
I hope the funniest thing would be if RFK Jr. wins, and I
If
hope
they
he does.
If Biden and Trump just eat each other and RFK is the only one left,
That would
yeah.
be so funny, and like what's he gonna? I want to see what he'd do after having his brains eaten by worms. Why would he admit to that on TV? What a crazy thing! I guess he's honest.
I guess because the fucking worms ate away the part that told him to shut up
I mean,
about it.
maybe he's just a super honest dude, and that should be the president.
I'm wondering if maybe he thought like, all right, everybody thinks I'm crazy. If I can blame it on a brain worm, maybe they'll like reset me and I'll get to try again.
I don't think he's crazy. I watched a video of him like weightlifting with his shirt off. The dude
Yeah.
is yoked. I'm
Dude,
voting for him.
yeah.
Vote for him just for that.
Not everything he says is crazy, but the things he says that are crazy are really fucking crazy.
I mean, he says the thing.
I mean,
he says the true
here's-
things.
Here's the thing. It's also, he's the good fucking joke vote because of his actress wife.
So
So putting Larry David's ex-wife
Kristen
from
Hines, what is her
Cheryl
name?
Hines.
Cheryl Hines, yeah, who is super fucking liberal.
sick.
Yeah,
Isn't he
it's
though?
weird.
Isn't that why people think he's crazy? Because he's like hilariously liberal.
No, the question is, does he siphon more votes from Biden or Trump? And that's kind of like a volleyball that gets kicked
I think
back and
it's
forth.
even at this point.
It might be even. It might be even.
I keep saying I'm going to vote for him, but I don't vote.
We're on page 2. All right. So,
What? We've
So-
only been doing this for like half an hour.
yeah. So M.O.D.O.K is chastising his AIM people. Now, M.O.D.O.K, this is when we're going to get his origin. M.O.D.O.K leads AIM, And he's upset with his guys for failing to kill Captain America using the Bucky Barnes android.
They're like, the Bucky Barnes android failed to kill Captain America. Like, I know, but we just built him to your specifications.
Yeah, you're the one who always brags about your brain power.
And he kills them instantly, which makes you wonder why he just doesn't do that to everyone.
That is, you know what? And that does become a question of like why he doesn't just do what the Bulldozer does. And I think I understand why. We'll get to that later. Hopefully I'll remember. So M.O.D.O.K has a freak out, and then he talks about why he wants to kill Captain America, and it's because he clearly wants to fuck him.
Yeah, it's because he's a Chad, and M.O.D.O.K is cringe.
He's a fucking cuck.
Dude, he's what do you call it, an incel? He's like a little incel-y dude.
You know what I noticed is, speaking of those comments, this is a guy who's such an incel that he flies around in a cuck chair.
Dude, he's just like, no, these girls don't like nice guys like M.O.D.O.K.
That's absolutely what he says. When I think of him, Captain America, so straight and tall and handsome, and then I see myself and he freaks out.
Yeah, that's right, because he's a fucking incel. Bro, being a funny little dude will get you laid. You need to chill. Some like crazy
Hard
goth chick
fact.
is going to be super into the idea that you're, what does his name mean? It's like
Mechanical organism. We'll get to that.
Mental only
organism.
to kill.
Designed only for killing. Like, there's going to be some freaky broad who likes bad boys and robots and German industrial music. You know, like she's going to be like, this is my dude right here.
This is the guy.
I know a guy. I'm not gonna call him out but he's my buddy. But he's like, I know a dude. He's a funny little dude, and he's got a wife who loves him, despite the fact he's a freak show.
Yeah. People overlook. Women are entirely too generous with men.
Dude, you gotta make what you got work, and some dudes can do it no matter what. Never give up, kings.
Never give up, short kings.
It's not in the same way, but there still is also a crazy hot scale dudes. So heads up.
Yeah, heads up.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
What?
Who cares?
You want to get your dick wet? Who cares?
RFK Jr. landed fucking what's her name Hines. She's a babe.
Yeah, but look at him with his shirt off, dude. Look that
He's
up.
a Kennedy too.
So like a fucking RFK Jr.
Nice
weightlifting.
anti-vax Kennedy.
Yeah.
Who cares? Look at his abs.
Yeah, he doesn't need a vaccine.
That's right, dude. He crunched the COVID away.
he did enough curls that COVID said, "I got to get away from this guy."
I'm like, oh my god, yeah, he flexed it out.
Wasting my time on this guy. He ain't coming down at all.
But because he was so busy fighting off COVID that he left himself vulnerable to brain worms.
Oh, the brain worm got in. Shit.
How do you get brain worms? From swimming?
Don't get too close to 5G towers.
Oh, Shée, shut up.
Yeah, it might have been.
Don't say that to me.
Mike loves 5G.
Dude, I'm gonna be scared now.
So, all right. Then we get the origin of M.O.D.O.K for the first time. And it turns out that M.O.D.O.K used to just work. He was a normal looking dude, a fairly attractive guy, used to work at AIM. And they decided they needed a guinea pig for this experiment.
Boy, you think of the other AIM guys would be like, maybe we shouldn't be working here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. It could be any of us.
Because they're like, you're just a useless piece of shit, and I'll sacrifice you to science whenever I feel like all these other pieces of shit. They're still like, yep, better you than me, buddy.
Yeah.
This is a leopards ate my face scenario where, like, yeah, sure, the leopards ate their face, but the leopard would never eat my face. That's what this is.
Yeah. But not you guys.
Yeah, you guys are cool. So they put M.O.D.O.K into this chamber.
I love his face as he's getting blown away.
Oh, shit.
Look at the little face in the view screen, the orange face. Like, woo!
Oh, no. And he's even turned orange. Like, they nailed him as a Trump analog.
Dude, they turned him into fucking Trump.
They turned him into Trump. And so after he was done, they're like, well, the doctor, who apparently is Hugo Strange, says like, all right, well, he's brilliant now, he's great, and everybody with AIM, all the other AIM guys say like, yeah, but he's a freak. And like, yeah, it's good enough. We'll call him M.O.D.O.K since he is a mental organism designed only for killing.
Yep.
But he makes me feel icky.
He's like, what if I don't want to kill, though? What about destiny?
And you just show him how ugly he is, and he'll want to take revenge on the world.
Dude, here's crying.
Do you think... Yeah, he does cry. There is a painful scene of him crying.
But then he like wipes away the tears, and he thinks, Andrew Tate told me not to cry.
He also told me sex is not for pleasure.
People say that People
No.
say that you don't learn anything listening to Dark Side's Couch. I learned about Andrew Tate through this show.
Really? Your new king. Andrew Tate sent out a series of bizarre tweets a while ago, which maybe he was just joking to get heat.
Of course he was
Yeah,
joking,
it's
dude.
a day.
More so than his normal, whatever. But the point is, he made a big point of saying that it is cringe to have sex for pleasure.
Yeah, I've read
That's
that.
because he's
That's
on
so
fucking trial
funny.
for having sex for pleasure the way
That
he
is-
likes it.
That is so funny.
That is pretty funny.
You got all these dudes who like follow what you say, and you're just like, stop using your dick for pleasure, you gays.
Yeah, you called
Yeah.
it gay to have to enjoy sex is gay.
And they're like, oh shit. Well,
now we're gay. Fuck.
Yeah.
dude.
Do you guys think that when AIM created M.O.D.O.K, that they just told him he was super intelligent?
Yeah, he doesn't seem super.
He doesn't
intelligent.
seem super intelligent at all.
I mean, like whenever he gives plans to his AIM guys, they build exactly what he wants. It's
Yeah.
all stupid.
And they fail. And dumb people love to be called smart. Dumb people love to believe that they're highly intelligent. So
That's true. Oh,
When people
I
call
think-
me smart, I was like, no, I'm not.
fuck you. Yeah, you always. If anyone compliments you, you tell them fuck off. Eat my
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, eat my ass. That's a good one to say. That's a nice
don't ever
dumb thing to say to someone who's complimenting you.
Don't ever compliment anything.
Yeah,
you don't fucking know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't compliment me. I'm a man who's never taught to feel.
I'll have you know I'm a fucking idiot.
I'll have you know, sir.
And then you walk
I
into a
shouldn't be
poll.
around in polite society.
So, M.O.D.O.K breaks out of his whatever thing and he destroys all of AIM. And rather than like completely raise AIM to the ground, he just decides to lead it.
Yep, I'm
Which
in
is
charge
weird.
now, guys.
Every
like,
day he's
wow, yeah.
reminded. I don't know. I wouldn't then lead the organization. I would destroy.
I would put them to work to make me normal again.
Yeah, apparently they can't unweird
Seems to
him.
be a huge problem in his life.
Yeah. He hates himself. Here he is, a gruesome panel of him crying. We can barely reach his gigantic eyes with his tiny little stubby hands.
Just saying, like doing the impossible with science is kind of what AIM does, right? The advanced idea
Yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah. I don't know that he asked them to do that. Like, again, I don't think he's actually super intelligent. He has brain powers, like he can do stuff with his brain, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're intelligent. It just means your brain has a superpower.
It's like,
Like a
yeah, it's
savant.
like, no one ever said he was super smart, right? It's like they didn't say anything about that. They said
Well,
he could kill people with his mind.
He goes around saying like I'm the smartest mind in the universe and things like that.
I have the biggest
but clearly
brain.
He's not. My brain is huge. All the doctors
Dude.
have been telling me.
It's just that's what happened to Trump, bro. We should just put the scientists to work to turn Trump back into a normal guy.
He'd probably be way happier and just drop all
Isn't that
the
funny?
shit.
What if he does like, I went through a procedure to cure what was wrong with me. I'm now a normal guy.
They took all the worms out of my brain. Sorry about all the stuff I did.
Yeah, what if he's got? Maybe we should check all the presidential
now
candidates
on,
for worm brains.
That should be a part
Brain
of
worms.
the physical fitness test that the presidential nominees have to go through. We have to
Yeah,
check
what
them
if-
for brain worms.
What if they haven't been checking for brain worms this whole time?
I could definitely believe most of these presidents had brain worms.
What if George Bush Jr. had brain worms?
Yeah, I'd have to forgive him. And I don't know that I'm ready to do
Well,
that. I don't know that I'm
Jesus
mature
would
enough.
want you to forgive everyone no matter what.
Jesus can't see me. I'm not baptized.
Not at night.
Yes. And when you're not baptized, it's always night.
Jesus is sleeping.
The light never reaches you when you're unbaptized. So,
Dark Side's Couch T-shirt. The light never reaches you when you're unbaptized.
yep, I know. So M.O.D.O.K keeps ranting about Captain America, and I was trying to destroy him. One thing I did want to note. Real
Wait,
quick fun
I have
fact.
a good.
Yeah.
I have a good joke.
Oh, okay. I gotta stop for
Sorry.
a joke. You know, it's a joke.
I'm sorry, it's late. With Jesus closing his eyes, I wanted to say that even when Jesus covers his eyes, he can still see you because he's
When-
got holes in his hands.
I wouldn't have got it if you didn't.
Yeah, I
If
did
you didn't
need a
explain
little,
it.
I did
but,
need my handheld on that.
dude.
Thank you.
But I'm glad you did.
Fun fact I did want to throw out that I just learned is that you remember, and actually you can see it in the quote unquote original sketch. By the way, I will note, this original sketch of Captain America that Joe Simon put out, it is an old sketch. Like this image was published, but I think he just traced over an old image from 1940. But whatever. You notice he's got a triangular shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he only had the triangular shield for one issue, and then he goes to the circular shield. And the reason he did was because Archie was threatening to sue Timely Comics because they had, we've seen our old buddy the Shield from the
yeah.
Mighty
Oh,
Crusaders.
yeah, yep.
He had like the same shield, and like, dude, this was like the Shield was like the first patriotic superhero, and Captain America was a poser, and he stole his shield design, so they had to make
Did.
it circular.
He was
Damn.
ginger, and they were like,
Yeah.
nope,
Yep, no, we can't have that guy.
nope,
That's
make him
nothing
blonde.
patriotic.
Fuck
No,
that.
Yeah, Aaron Nation guy.
Dude, nope, no redheads. We're not doing it. Nope.
No redheads.
Goofy
not gonna do
sidekicks
it.
only.
So then we finally see what Captain America's been up to this whole time. And he's riding around in the slums of New York with his buddy Falcon, who is not yet his sidekick. Okay?
They're not sidekicks, they're partners.
They're kind
I
of
think
just
this was the last issue before it turned into Captain America and the Falcon as a comic
like the
book.
title of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have been. This was
It
definitely
seemed like it.
Yeah, this is how they become buddies.
But that was the comic for a little bit. It was Captain America and the Falcon.
Did they change the title?
Yeah.
Okay. So Captain America and the Falcon and his bird, who just
Yeah.
who wears a little hat, by the way.
Yeah, he wears
So
a
he-
cute little hat so you can tell him apart from the other birds.
Yeah. So well, you can't figure out what his secret identity is. When
Which
he's wearing
bird
this.
is
I
yours?
I was a little sad that he didn't have a name that was kind of, well, not super basic, but pretty basic, like Brad.
Yeah, Brad the bird. Okay,
it-
well, guess what? I don't remember
Well-
the name of the bird, so that's what I'm going to be calling him from now on.
Well, Brad.
Fuck yeah.
Brad Bird is a famous director, also who directed.
Oh, wow,
like,
this
the-
bird's directed movies? I can
The
see why he's in the Captain
Invincibles?
America comic.
Yeah.
worked on The Simpsons. Invincibles.
Invincibles.
And worked on The Simpsons. Yeah, that's
Incredibles.
Brad Bird. Incredibles, whatever. I didn't see
Invincibles
them.
is something else, yeah.
The Invisibles is awesome, is what the Invisibles is.
yeah. it's
All right, so anyway, they're riding around. They're having themselves a good time. I don't really know what they're doing. I guess they're going to
They're just
Sam's
cruising.
house. Yeah, they're just cruising at night in the ghetto.
They're like, hey, man, where you want to go? He goes, back to I got some weed at my place. He goes, show me the way, dude.
Yeah, dude, this was
I'm from
1941.
1941. That shit wasn't illegal.
That is gonna. Yes.
We just did it.
Toe.
He's had to be straight for all these years. He's ready to get fucked
Did
up.
they?
Yeah.
Did they smoke weed in the 40s?
I don't know.
When
I
was
mean,
Reefer Madness?
I don't
Probably in
know,
the
but
40s? I don't know.
I feel like Steve Rogers was playing pretty straight laced.
He was at war, bro.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to him. There's not a lot of tales of him at war, like in World War II. So we
Back
don't
then,
know.
in World War II, they would give you meth.
Yeah,
And everyone during that, all the soldiers in that war were high on meth.
yeah. You can't give your soldiers meth anymore because of woke.
Yeah, because of woke. And now look at
Because
us.
of
We're
woke.
losing wars. And we stopped giving them meth. What happens? Vietnam.
Yep, we used to have wars all the time. We would kick ass, take things. It was great.
Got rid of all of our meth. Now look at them. Drone strikes. Pussy.
Stupid, dumb drone strikes.
What would Andrew Tate have to say about drone strikes?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. You should tweet him about that. X him about that.
Yeah, X him. It is. I have to change all the shit and all the links on Twitch and shit to say X now. because,
Everyone
like, it's
still
legit.
just says
The
Twitter.
URL is X now. Like they changed it.
Yeah, but I think Twitter still redirects.
It does, but like they own Twitter, so they can do that. But like,
Yeah.
they mean X though. Twitter's
They
gone.
want it to be. They want it to be X.
You can't tweet anymore. They're calling it
No.
something different.
They just call it posting now.
Yeah, posting, that's what it
lame.
is.
Lame.
Which is what you say when you do every other
I
Yeah,
know.
weak.
social
weak.
media.
X,
You need your
bro.
own.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
X.
You got to make
I
X a
wonder
verb.
if I wonder if like Elon Musk was like shorting Twitter when he bought it or something like that, and like trying to crash it so that he made
paid it on
money.
a
and-
premium.
Yeah, I think he's lost a bunch of money on it.
Yeah, he lost a shit ton of money on
Yeah.
that. But he's losing money on everything.
Yeah, he's just
But
having fun.
Thankfully, he still has his diamond mind in
Yeah, he's
South
having a good time.
Africa.
He'll be fine. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, M.O.D.O.K is instructing his AIM guys that he has created a new plan, which isn't anything like all the other plans, even though it's almost exactly like his other plans.
They're like, oh, M.O.D.O.K, how does this help us make money?
He doesn't know. He doesn't understand finance, okay? It's a blind spot for him.
M.O.D.O.K, aren't we supposed to use science to advance humanity? What are we doing here, really?
They just have to do it. He will kill them if they question him. So
Like,
they
I'm
just have
sure
to
we
go
can get
with
you a
it.
lady to play with your dick. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
We
How
don't know
does
what
M.O.D.O.K pee?
Yeah, I assume it's a tube.
Out his eyes.
Oh God!
When he cries.
Oh, and it burns because it's just all that ammonia coming out
he's
of his
a
eyes?
monster.
Which just makes him cry more.
No wonder he's so
Oh.
pissed off.
Yeah, he's pissed on.
Pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, little Robin Hood Men in Tights joke, a little Dave Chappelle joke.
Oh God, dude, I gotta say, man, like Mel Brooks movies just don't do it for me.
Wow.
I just
That's
don't.
interesting.
You'd think
No.
I'd be all about it, right? Silly, real stupid and silly.
And
I
offensive.
don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, I don't know. We'll sit around and watch Blazing Saddles one day.
I'm more of a Naked Gun guy.
Yeah. That is even sillier, I will say.
Yeah.
Naked Gun is even sillier.
Maybe that's my problem. Is like Mel
not
Brooks
silly
movies didn't
enough.
go silly enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So M.O.D.O.K has this whole idea, and he starts just pressing numbers. And he's just poking in numbers everywhere.
Because that's what a genius would do. He thinks.
He just puts in, he has no idea what he's doing. Which is basically me at work at this point. Just pressing buttons and hoping nobody asks what I think I'm doing.
Like
'Cause
you
I
don't
have
know
no
what that
answer.
experiment did to him. He just assumes he's really smart.
Yeah.
He's acting crazy.
He's been wrong so many times. I don't think he's ever successfully killed anyone but his minions.
Dude, he's in a fucking can. All right? His head is gigantic.
A soda can / cuck chair, yes.
Bro, does he have like a drive to kill? Is that his problem?
Mike, make the soda can say Diet Cuck.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. It's fine. It's a reasonable request for me to do.
I'm
All
sure
right.
you can find that Coke font.
It's not a problem.
Yeah. just what I like about this is that we're loading up things for Mike to do basically when it's just about his birthday. Which there's gonna be a special wheel spin. I should have mentioned at the top of the show. A special wheel spin at the end of the episode because of Mike's birthday. So we're basically loading him up with work to do around his
Well,
birthday.
okay, let me reword that then. Mike,
No, it was perfectly worded.
if you end up making the chair, please write Diet Cuck instead of Diet Coke
gonna.
on it. Because
I have
Trump always
to.
loved the Diet Coke.
I have to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
just
all right.
for the taste of it.
So they create this monster, and they mention he's made out of clay. Mm-hmm. And
He's a golem.
That's what I'm thinking. Is because Stanley is a Jewish guy, and I assumed this character was meant to be like a golem, but he's got. I think like the golem had like Yiddish scripture or something on him, and this guy's just got like geometry.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at that, Stanley
Yeah.
pulling from his life. Do you think golems were real?
Yeah, I've met a few people that are probably golems.
You know what I mean? Like, is that something they did? Like, make a homunculi?
Well, I
and
thought
then,
there
like,
was-
set it loose upon the world?
Are you seriously suggesting that there might be like clay-based people walking around?
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like dragons and vampires. Like, every culture on Earth that's been isolated from every other culture has something similar that they came up with.
Sure.
So it's like,
But
and there's a
also,
lot-
dinosaurs were everywhere.
so it's like, like the idea of like a homunculi is like, well, like, is that something people were doing? Like, I don't know how everything works.
I don't know. So I don't know if we're talking about golems or homunculi.
Well, it's the same. It's the same thing. That's
Yeah, okay.
like bring
But
like creating like some kind of human form.
I don't know how you would make a moving creature out of mud and clay.
I don't
though.
know with what do they call it? Kabbalah.
Yeah, the idea is that there's a spiritual force.
Yeah, there's
in
like a
it.
spell written on
Yeah.
a piece.
Same
of like
thing with M.O.D.O.K.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Judaism. Oh, so that's his background too. Is Judaism is just so powerful that it'll give you life.
I don't know.
But,
man, maybe magic's real. I don't know how anything works.
That's pretty cool.
He becomes metal. Is that what happened here too? Because he starts out as clay.
So this is part of the problem, is that I think Stan Lee thought that he had created like a cool Jack Kirby character, but he didn't really put much thought to him. He's just a yellow dude with some writing on him.
Yeah.
It says in the bottom panel, it says, the master has succeeded, but I'm reading that kind of small, so it looks like succeedo.
I know there's
Stupid.
something to do with the word tuxedo. I don't know what to do with it, but I know there's
Put
something
on my
with
best
tuxedo.
succedo.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of clothing, right now we see the bulldozer, as he'll come to be known, is nude, but he is wearing purple trunks later. So that means after they made him, they then had to go find him some trunks.
So
Yep.
he has a penis.
Yes.
We don't know that. I mean, they
You
wanted
think
to cover his
M.O.D.O.K would
shame.
hate this guy even more because he's even taller than Captain America.
He made like a Chadley version of
Maybe
him.
he doesn't have a penis, but he has cute little tushy.
Why doesn't he just transfer his consciousness into the homunculi?
Because he's not smart. He thinks he's smart. He doesn't know how to
he
do
can
these
do all
things.
these things.
No, he tells his men to do it for him. He's like Steve Jobs, just giving instructions on the
fucking hate
magic.
that guy.
He just told other people to create incredible things and then took the credit. Like, he didn't do anything.
Common sense isn't his strongest suit.
Yeah.
Dude, Steve Jobs, like
His
good
chair is
riddance.
his strongest suit.
Strongest tuxedo.
Heh.
Yeah, no, Steve Jobs was kind of a fraud. Fuck that guy.
Dude,
I've
good
heard.
riddance.
I didn't read that
no,
book.
non-RIP.
I have heard that I guess he only ate vegetables, or maybe this was just a phase in his life where he only ate vegetables. And so he didn't bathe and he smelled like shit. And when people would tell him that he smells like shit, he would say like, no, I can't because I just eat vegetables. So it's impossible for me to smell bad.
Nah, bro.
He was a little out there. Didn't know how to code. All right. He didn't know shit about coding. He's no based Bill Gates.
So what is he?
He was just a guy. He was just a guy who said, like, you know what would be cool if we had this. Why don't you go get it? Why don't you go make it?
Bill Gates stole the Microsoft operating system from his teachers at college. Like they created that shit.
I guess I'd need to do a deep dive. I don't know.
He fucking stole it and then profited from it. What a dick.
I don't know. I don't know. I know Bill Gates was still actually coding when he was at Microsoft, though.
And now he's giving people vaccines for eugenics purposes, so I read.
Yes. So I've heard from some very credible podcasts.
Hey, he might be.
Yeah, anything might be happening, but at some point we have to eliminate the unlikely scenarios so that we can function.
He's flying around his private jet and spraying
Nice.
chemtrails everywhere
Nice.
to reduce the population. He's buying up a ton of farmland, too. I guess that part's real.
Well, speaking of flying around in the air, we've got the AIM ship that's going to fly to the ghetto and drop off Bulldozer.
Boy, it says aim on their wings.
So do the people. I imagine everyone in the Marvel Universe knows who AIM is, and that they're not good guys. You put it on both wings. AIM on
Yeah,
both
it
wings.
looks like a target.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, air traffic controllers are gonna catch this plane on their radar.
We've actually even see that later on. Air traffic controllers are wondering what's going on.
And they're known terrorists.
Yeah.
Why would they put their logo on their jet?
This is pre 9/11 where you could just do weird shit in the air.
We gotta advertise. The way M.O.D.O.K is killing off all the scientists, we need to recruit often.
It's a revolving door. Yeah.
A lot of MIT B students.
There's not a lot of advancement within AIM. You're either a peon or you're M.O.D.O.K. That's pretty much it.
You're pretty smart, and it's amazing you've made it to MIT, but you only got B's, so you're not smart enough.
So go
You're
to
too
AIM.
smart for jabroni work, and you're not smart enough for the smart guy work.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, I'm just smart enough for the jabroni work, where I'll be happy with it.
So they're gonna deliver Bulldozer, and they deliver him by just opening the top of the cockpit and then just shoving him out the window.
Yep.
Yep.
He just lands awkwardly.
he just they put a lot of faith in the fact that he's actually gonna land on his feet and not collapse. But
Like,
okay.
hey, is he indestructible? Oh shit, I don't know.
We didn't even check. So he lands.
Wouldn't opening up the top of their plane and throwing out that much weight? Wouldn't that throw off
would
their
throw off their-
Yeah, would they
Yeah.
fly out of
We got
control?
a gyroscope in there or something. I don't know.
They also mention at this point before they drop him off that his voice box sounds almost like it's a real person.
Yeah, so they're amazed that M.O.D.O.K's voice box technology is impressive. How? That's a simple creation.
The cops are shooting at him, and they're like, our bullets aren't working. They're like, all right, let him go. The next cops
Yes.
with guns will stop
Yeah,
him.
they literally
Protect and
pull it.
serve.
Not our problem anymore.
He says our gunfire is useless. We might as well let him go.
And they're like, the next guys will stop him. And they're like, I don't think
What
so.
are the next guys?
Listen.
Who are the next guys?
State border is 20 miles that way. We just got to keep pushing him.
And he goes, oh, no, not another 9/11.
It's 1971. What are you talking about?
He's like, I don't
Never
know,
mind.
I'm
Forget I said
scared. My gun doesn't work.
He's got a shotgun too.
Dude.
Not even like a handgun. It's
What if it
interesting.
worked? What if that cop just stopped
he just falls
the
over.
fucking golem immediately?
Oh shit!
He's
Short
like, I'm
comic.
a big heroic cop saves city in the
I'm
newspaper.
great at my job.
The next, and Captain America is on page 12.
Yeah, this seems like one of M.O.D.O.K's dumbass plans. He went down with one bullet. So he starts destroying Heirloom. And then we flash over to, I guess, Sam Wilson's apartment in Heirloom. And two things are happening here. Number one, Sam's hair is the exact same color as his skin, which makes me wonder if maybe it's not his hair, but he just has a very bizarrely shaped skull. Because his hair is exactly the same. And secondly, Cap takes off his mask to reveal himself. And he makes a big deal about taking off his mask in front of Sam to show him that he trusts him. But unfortunately, Sam just thinks he looks like some generic white guy. And he's right.
He's just like, he takes off his mask, expecting a big reaction. He goes, I don't know who you are.
Just like, I've seen a billion guys look just like you. This means nothing to me. Give me your social security
what do you
number.
mean? I'm Steve Rogers. Who the fuck is that?
You're the most generic white man I've ever met? Yeah.
There's a great scene in Justice League Unlimited where Flash and Lex Luthor switch bodies. And Lex Luthor's like, oh, I can finally know who the Flash is. And so he whips off his mask and then just looks in the mirror for a couple seconds and goes, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. This doesn't mean anything to Sam.
What a great show.
Yeah.
It really was.
It's one of my faves.
So as Steve Rogers is trying to convince Sam that he's an important person, the building starts shaking and rumbling. Also, I'm just noticing now, Sam Wilson has a giant Falcon-shaped pendant hanging around his neck. Like, that's not good to fight in.
Maybe that's how he controls the bird, through some kind of magic.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe the Falcon's really interesting and we just don't know.
Sam's just a guy. By the way, Sam Wilson is the new Captain America in the MCU, and
No, he's not. That movie's never coming out. Relax.
What's fun? Well, they're doing dramatic reshoots. because
No, they're
apparently
not.
it
That
sucks.
shit ain't happening.
Well,
it ain't happening. They did dramatic reshoots to Captain America. I mean, to Aquaman 2, and that movie was amazing.
Yes, it is Dark Side's Couch approved Aquaman 2.
What I was
gonna note is that I believe, and I haven't followed this super well, but I believe originally in the original version of the next Captain America movie, they had the Serpent Society with Roman Reigns, but that's been cut.
Wrong. Seth Rollins, you idiot.
Seth Rollins, whatever, I don't care.
Idiot. You brought it up. You obviously cared. Get the names right, James.
Care. Listen, I'm remembering this shit off the top of my head, and I don't care about wrestling.
Seth Rollins.
I think they're the same guy. They might be the same guy. Who's Mankind in all of this?
Man, I hope you get hit by a bus. The fuck is wrong with you?
Seth Rollins is apparently no longer in Captain America 4.
I hope you get elbow dropped by some large man. More angry about this than me.
Damn.
I pissed off the wrestlers.
Hey, you mean Seth Rollins? Those are different guys.
I only engage the wrestling stuff because it's funny. I like the Hogan stuff, but yeah, I can't. Wrestling can get pretty fucking boring.
No, wrestling is amazing.
Yeah, for a few minutes here and there, and then there's a bunch of
there's
boring
me
shit
who
in the
doesn't
middle.
watch it. I just follow it enough so I understand the memes.
What do you mean you don't watch it? You're
I don't
the
watch.
biggest
I mean, I'll
wrestling fan I know.
I'll watch WrestleMania like once a year, and that's pretty much it.
Jesus, times have changed. Times have changed.
Well, how much of that shit am I going to watch?
I don't know, an MCU's worth of wrestling.
I don't have to
content.
watch that all the time either. It's
Now
only
you gotta
once.
watch all of this stuff.
No, I don't. I
gotta watch
don't.
all of it.
I watch the ones that look interesting.
So anyway, the building starts shaking, and they're like, Captain America puts his mask back on, and they decide,
Oh shit! Now would be a good time.
I gotta be ready for this thing.
And then the Falcon's like, "It don't matter, bro.
I don't care. Nobody
No
cares.
one. What do you have a secret identity for exactly?"
Yeah, well, he was pretty public about it, wasn't he? Like, generally, people knew Steve Rogers was Captain America, but they're just like, I'm not gonna fuck with that guy.
Why did he do that originally?
Did he ever have a secret identity, or was he?
He's got one now. He's making a big.
Know?
He's
You're right.
He's making a big deal about
totally
his
right.
identity. He's
You're
like, I want
totally
you
right.
to trust me the way I trust you, and then they kissed.
It is a little bit of sexual tension. It does seem like Captain America was hitting on him, and then the building starts shaking, and they had.
He
to
brought him
change doors.
home.
They went back to his house, and they're sitting comfortably, taking off their clothes. And he says, and Captain America actually says to Sam, "We're both loners. We've got a lot in common."
It seems like they're flirting, dude. He like rode home in his car. It's like
I
he
didn't
picked him
take
up.
it so much as flirting as like, you want to be roommates?
Yeah, roommates with their dick in his ass.
All right.
I mean, eventually, but
so
Right, they're
they
watching
head down.
basketball together. He's like, "What would you say if I just sucked your dick?" I was like, "I don't think I'd say anything."
So they head down to the street and they see Bulldozer destroying the slums. And this is when it gets problematic because Bulldozer is just saying power to the people, destroy the slums.
Yeah, he's killing like thousands of people, right?
We're assuming that everyone has gotten out of their houses.
Like, how are we to assume that?
Again, this is the problem. This is why this is poorly written, because you've got a bunch. They're portraying all of the people who live in the slums, which are mostly black people, as being too stupid to realize that having their homes destroyed is a bad thing. Like they're cheering on Bulldozer.
Yeah, I think the implication is literally that every person is in the streets.
I mean, is it really that unbelievable? We have a whole section of population who think universal health care is a bad idea.
Well, it is. You should be able to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and get paid for your own healthcare. No. He's literally showing up and knocking down their house in the name of AIM, which I assume everybody knows is essentially a terrorist organization.
Hey, those guys are bad.
So he shows up, he's destroying the houses, and the people in the ghetto are saying anything's better than this, which really...
do they think that, like, because the only thing preventing them from having decent housing was the fact no one knocked down the place they live in now?
And I will note, we did do a Superman issue, an Action Comics issue, way early on in the podcast, where Superman had this exact same plan to destroy the ghettos so that the government would be forced to build better
No,
housing,
they're not forced.
It's an ambitious hope.
Like, you're assuming they're going to take that responsibility. No one has to do that.
It was a lot to hope for, even in like 1939 when that story happened. This is in 1971 when Marvel is trying to claim to tell the more sophisticated storytelling here, and it's an incredibly stupid idea that makes everybody who lives in the ghetto look like a fucking moron.
I mean, hey, they got to make these baby steps before they can get to maximum carnage.
Yeah. Man, I got a lot to say about Maximum Carnage.
The listeners are like, oh, great. Now Mike's going to shit on Maximum Carnage.
No, I'll shit on Maximum Carnage. Maybe the worst crossover in the history of mainstream comic books.
It made such a big deal. It made so much money.
When I was a kid, I thought that thing, I had like 4 issues. It's like 13 issues long. I had like 4 issues. I thought it was amazing. And then I finally read the whole thing when I was like 25, and it is unacceptably bad. Like the fact that an editor at Marvel was like, yep, we can publish it. A bunch of people should have been fired. It is one of the worst stories.
Made the money, though. Made the money.
It made tons of money. There is no story. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's just them walking around looking for Carnage, and then they find him, and then they fight for a little bit, and then they leave, and then they go find Carnage again.
And each side then just recruits another character, and they throw another character in there, and this just goes on. This goes on for like 13 issues, and then at the end, when it's all over, for the last couple pages, Venom says, hey, I guess that's taken care of. Now I'm going to fight you, Spider-Man. And they have a weird, awkward fight in the park for like 2 pages at the end of this. It's out of fucking nowhere, incredibly stupid, and then it ends.
Yep.
It's unbelievably bad.
And it was a Super Nintendo game.
It was on Genesis as well. That was a badass game, I will say. That was a fun game.
Wow.
The game was better than the
I've never played
book.
it.
It's cool. You can call in
it's like a beat 'em up, right? You just walk around. Yeah.
It's a beat 'em up, but it included lots of like your special moves would call in like Iron Fist or Captain America to do something cool. So you got to see all these characters. And the Genesis cartridge was red. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, so was the Super Nintendo one.
Oh, was it? And they had a commercial. They had a commercial that featured like an early CG Carnage like looming over the city. And it was like the closest we got to like a live action Carnage. It will look badass as a kid.
Yeah. They eventually did give us a live action Carnage though, didn't they? Isn't there one?
Yeah, he was in the middle Venom, the second Venom movie.
I keep forgetting they made those movies. The bunch of Venom movies.
Third one's coming out soon. They say it's the last one.
Well, there shouldn't have been a first one, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's better.
I think I tried to watch Venom 1 and I got like 5 minutes into it and I'm like, you know what? I think I can spend my time a little bit better than this.
Yeah, it's not a good use of your time, but it's at least fun-ish.
I mean, Tom Hardy's only going to take you so far. Like, that guy's amazing and he makes amazing movies. It's just, he can't save Venom. He just can't do it.
Venom and Carnage aren't the best characters. I mean,
no, I'm not a fan of either, honestly. Yeah. I dislike them as much as I dislike Robin.
Damn. That's a lot.
That's a good team up. Robin fights Carnage and Venom.
Yeah, Maximum Robin. Where's that from?
Robin, yeah. Get all the Robins together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
To go beat up Robin.
So
Only the strongest Robin survives.
So Captain America engages Bulldozer. By the way, earlier they said that Bulldozer was 3 stories tall. Here he's a little bit taller than Captain America.
And I was expecting someone in the crowd to be like, "That's not what a bulldozer looks like."
Yeah, it's just a yellow dude. It's just a yellow guy.
Yeah, hell yeah, yellow dude. Yellow dude.
They fight. Captain America does the one thing he can do, which is throw his shield. And if that doesn't work, which it doesn't, and then he's out of plans. He's out of ideas.
That's it.
And he's like, oh shit, I really thought that would work.
No, I thought my shield would work. It didn't. He goes, "Let me try this fragile bird."
Yeah, they really rely on this bird for a lot that he is not.
Captain
capable of
America's
doing.
turning to him and goes, "That's the man I love."
This bird side.
His
thing.
dedication to that bird shows a maternal instinct that I find attractive for my plans to start a family.
He actually wanted the bird as his sidekick, but the bird wouldn't accept the offer. So he had to
I guess
settle
I'll
for
stick
Falcon.
with you, Sam.
You human. So,
Sam is actually the sidekick.
yes, yeah.
It's
so-
To the
Bird.
bird, to Bruce, the bird.
Yeah, when Cap offers Sam the position
Brad?
of
It
his
was
sidekick.
Brad.
Yeah, Brad. Cap offers Sam the position of his sidekick, and Sam tells him, "Oh no, thank you. The bird is actually my boss. I'm not allowed to.
You gotta talk to the bird.
You got to get the bird's okay," and the bird does not give his okay.
The bird shakes his head no. And he goes, "You heard him. That's Brad."
So stupid. So the people on the street again are cheering like, "Get lost, masked man," referring to Captain America. "We don't want you. The buildings deserve to come down." Again, these are their houses.
Why are they masked, man? You know who the fuck
That's
this
Captain
is.
America.
Captain America, man.
All right, he committed a genocide at Atlantis for you.
Yeah. Did you get your shit out of those houses at least? No.
What about their dogs?
Like maybe
All
you
those
should've
dogs are crushed.
brought a little water or something before they destroyed your house. Something.
Maybe they were
Maybe
bad
they
dogs,
were
though.
not inhabitable.
I
I don't know. Sure. I mean, but it's like they're homeless now.
We don't hear that. At no point did they say like, "Oh, those were the shitty houses that nobody lived in anyway." Like he's just destroying houses.
But we also don't hear them not say
Sure.
it.
Yep.
That's what we gotta do in
Disproving a
Chicago
negative.
right now, though, because I guess
Yeah.
all the gas lines are so old that the whole city could explode.
That'd be pretty cool. Based Chicago
fun.
gas.
But they have
system.
to they have to rip apart the whole city in order to do this, and so they're just like, we're just gonna let it go.
I mean, what do you
So
want?
like any number of gas lines in the city could be leaking right now, and if like they could just explode.
Shitting on my city.
Dude.
Love
Yeah,
Chicago.
I'm sorry, bro. All the buildings are like 100 years old.
Yeah, because it's the best city. It's survived when all those other cities fell.
City
Back
of
when-
Ruins is all about us.
Back
All
when
right.
things were built to last.
Yeah, the buildings are still there. They've been here for 100 years.
I went
So
to go
fuck
visit my
you.
parents, and my dad bequeathed me my grandfather's calculator, like it was a great family heirloom. And I was like, "Thank you, Father. I shall cherish this."
I hope you threw it out the window immediately.
No, and I knew that's what he wanted me to say. He wanted me to make a big deal that I was bequeathed my grandfather's calculator, and I'm like, "Oh,
God.
Father, this honor is mine.
Fuck you.
I shall crunch many a number with this calculator, Father.
I think it was
Regular-
nice of him to think of you.
The family
M.O.D.O.K over there
lineage
now.
will continue."
You can craft your own bulldozer with this.
Now
calculator.
that I can calculate my
cosine.
finances better, so
Like
I
I-
may have a wife and breed a son,
family calculator.
where I can bequeath my son this great calculator when the time is right, and that
Calculator's
time
built to last.
is when he turned 41.
What if there's a really sad story behind this, Mike? Like, what if this is the only thing your grandfather ever bonded over with your dad?
Well, that just
And
means
so
my
it's very
base father
special.
didn't burden me with his feelings.
Yeah.
Like a father shouldn't
And then,
do.
and in response, you mocked him.
I didn't. I was genuine. I'm like, "Thank you, Dad. This is amazing."
Son, in lieu
I
of
love
telling
the-
you about in lieu of me telling you about my feelings, here's this calculator.
Thank you. Hey, what if it was like he just wanted to like give me something and he just grabbed the first thing, this calculator. He's like,
never
I
discuss
think
this
this was
again."
my dad's.
It's got a Best Buy receipt in the bag. This is from a week ago. He pulled a Joe Simon. No,
Yeah,
this
he
is a
did.
very, very old calculator.
Whatever.
All right,
I actually
all right.
have a framed painting my father made in the 60s on my
Of a
wall.
naked man.
No, it's like a hippie wearing a big American flag hat and said, "Hey man, everything's gonna be okay. Shake it." And he's like sticking his hand out to shake my hand.
Wow. Everything is going to be okay, though. I believe that. Not in any time that we're ever going to see. We're all going to die horrifically. But for
I'm
a
not.
future, I was thinking I wouldn't die either. I've mentioned that on the show before. I might just stick around indefinitely.
I'm reading a book on alchemy right now.
Yeah.
I disassociate too much to think about death.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Which is a kind of death.
Yeah. All right. So the fight continues, and now the crowd is completely on Bulldozer's side. The police are basically giving up, and Falcon says, Falcon says, like, all right, Red Wing with the actual name of his bird, dumb name, says, you know what to do. And this is when we find out that Stanley doesn't know anything about electronics, because the bird just flies around Bulldozer's head, and they say the hope is that it'll make him dizzy and muddle up his circuits.
Yep.
What?
Because if you spin your computer around too much, it gets sick, right?
You're right. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. That's why I can't update my NVIDIA graphics card right now.
Yep. Shout out to NVIDIA and those that latest earnings report. Made me a lot of money. Thank you, NVIDIA.
Yeah, dude, you and everyone I know who has NVIDIA stock just made a bunch of money.
Well, I was already 5 figures up on NVIDIA. I was making a crazy amount of money off NVIDIA.
Good for you. That AI is going to drop and make you even more money.
Hell yeah, I ain't selling shit.
Then humanity ends.
Yeah, but I'll have the most money, so who cares? What else is there to do?
All right, a one-way ticket to heaven right there.
What else is left? I can buy my way in. Fuck that. I'll buy a baptism, a post-death baptism, post-mortem baptism.
Yes, sir.
Just baptize this corpse real quick, will you?
You like bribe St.
I mean,
Peter.
Mormons
hand
can
him
do
some
that.
money.
Can Mormons get post-mortem baptized?
Give me a spot in heaven with some shade.
Yeah, that was the
hand him a
whole-
20.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about, like, I think you can do it, and then it gives them the offer
Wow.
to become Mormon so that they can spend eternity around you.
I die, right? I die, and they go,
Yeah.
"Do you want to be Mormon now?" And I'm like, "Is that what's real?"
Like, yeah, that was the thing. That was on South Park, and they said like
I was
that
about-
thing was Mormonism.
Yes.
I was just thinking in the movie, right?
No, it might be in the movie. I don't know.
No, it's after the movie.
Yeah, they go to heaven. Some people go to heaven and they're like, "Yep, it was Mormonism all along. You're supposed to be Mormon." I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, they all go to hell, and it's like, the right answer was Mormonism.
I'll just put a 20 in St. Peter's toga there. He'll be fine.
Right this way, sir.
Because money still works in heaven.
Yeah, damn right it does.
Not only money, but American.
American.
Want to know why? Because it's heaven.
Money. No, it's gonna be crypto. Heaven runs on the blockchain for sure.
Oh, hell no. Come on, you know that's not true.
Well, it's all running on the Linux.
Heaven
computers.
only
They get a whole
deals. Yeah, heaven only deals in NFTs.
Dude,
Fuck
it does.
yeah.
We're talking
Heaven
about
isn't
heaven
empty.
here, fellas, all right?
thing. Heaven, you're very upset about the possibility that heaven might be an NFT.
No, dollars only. I can't stress this enough. That's why Jesus was all pissed off at the shekels.
Yeah, he had to cast those money changers out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I only want the Benjamin Franklins, you
Prince of
bitches.
dollars. Prince of dollars, piece of shit. What am I gonna do?
Get
with
out of
this?
here, you broke hoes.
All these weird shaped shekels with the dents and shit.
Like, what the fuck is that? I want some green.
Yeah.
And he was like, these trees I'm smoking. And then he like
He put
smokes
his
a
feet up
fat
and smoked
blunt
up.
as he's counting his dollar bills.
Yeah, the Snoop Dogg version of the Bible is weird.
You might be confusing the Bible with Scarface. the movie
Dude,
Scarface.
I love this Jesus.
This Jesus is based as shit.
Dude,
What a
I only
badass
want my
Jesus.
money to be backed on the good word of the U.S. government.
All right. We're getting on with this. So back at the HQ, M.O.D.O.K is bragging because things are going pretty well. And this is when he goes on his rant saying that as long as there is racism and bigotry, I can exploit it for my own form of evil.
He's like, soon these bitches will see what a nice guy I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll definitely get some action. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll.
No, I have absolutely been harassed by men that look like M.O.D.O.K.
Oh, so wow. So you're saying it wouldn't be harassment if they were tall?
No,
Yeah,
it
that'd
be
be fine.
harassment if they were tall too.
Then it's
I'm just
fine.
saying the people that did it were they
Yeah.
looked like this.
And
James
M.O.D.O.K
can confirm.
Yeah, but that's why they act that way.
Yeah, because is it it's a chicken or egg situation.
Yeah.
Their ugliness have driven them mad.
Yeah, but their madness drove them ugly.
No,
So,
I
no.
assure you they were ugly first. That's genetics.
Well, they do have that weird little boy haircut. You know what I'm saying? M.O.D.O.K's got that little boy haircut where it's all kind of like evenly straight.
Well, they got no style. It's just the first haircut they got. They just kept doing it.
I thought it was pushed back, not pulled down.
Oh, it does.
You think that's slicked back? That's
Yeah.
pushed back.
Now it's a bowl cut, right?
It's kind of like a bowl cut. Here's the thing, guys. You can change your hairstyle after you're like 14. You know that, right? Like you
That's
don't
what
have
that kid. That's what that Kid Rock song is actually about. Bowl God.
So here's the thing.
About the haircut.
The reason why it looks that way is because it's come back in style. The haircut that was popular when we were 14.
Oh yeah, what's that called? The Edgar?
I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm saying is, so women, they change their hair periodically. Women, females, Shée can attest to this. But men, they settle on a haircut around the age of 14, and they never change it for the rest of their life until it falls out of their head.
Yeah, this is
I
the
did
only
misinterpret
haircut
that. I'm
God
sorry.
allows me.
You can change your... Guys, you can get a different haircut. It's okay. You totally can do that to reflect the fact that you're not 14 anymore.
Thinking about growing it all out and dyeing it rainbow color.
Yeah, sure. It's
Big
your
beard.
life. Have a good time with it.
I work corporate, though. That wouldn't be good for money.
I don't know, man. I've seen some whacked out corporate guys.
Yeah,
lately.
you don't see them for long.
I think they're relaxing it a little bit. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm not here to relax, James. I'm here to make money like Christ.
so the police officer tells Captain America, "All right, go ahead and do whatever you want, but if your plan's a dud," and then he kind of cuts off. I assume the idea was that because the police have already decided that they can't do anything. So I don't know what their threat is to Captain America.
So Captain America calls Iron Man, and Iron Man's drunk.
He calls Iron Man, and Iron Man goes, "Yeah, I heard about your problem on the radio. I wasn't going to do shit about it, though. Like, why are you just hanging out in your lab drinking?"
He's like, "Yeah, I got a lot going on right now. What is that, a fucking homunculi? I don't know, man."
To save the ghetto? To save Harlem? Dude.
I just realized that.
Manhattan.
I mean, I don't. You can make whatever connections you want, but like, yeah, a Jewish golem destroys the ghetto.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah. So Tony Stark hears what Captain America wants and says, "Oh yeah, I'll work on that thing." He needs a portable, like an energy detector to detect the robot's energy source. Fine, whatever, sure.
It's run on electricity. That's the source.
No, that's no, Mike. We already established that's what planet Earth is running on.
Oh right.
Yeah. You know, yeah,
what's his name?
Terrence Howard told us all that. Yeah, enlightened us.
It's weird.
No.
Like I read 2 books about Electric Universe, and I read another 2 books that debunk Electric Universe.
Yeah.
Well, good. You're getting it from both sides.
So it's like, yep, get it in both ends, in the mouth and in the ass.
Get that DP in knowledge.
The misinformation in my mouth and in my ass.
Hell yeah.
Neither of them are pulling out.
At some point, I was gonna make some kind of point that I can't. If Tony Stark can just whip this thing up in an hour, I don't know why this isn't just like standard protocol for every law enforcement agency and every Avenger.
Right? Why don't they hand this over?
This took them like 20 minutes.
Because of freedom.
And yeah, they got to be able to. The free market has to decide whether or not people should have that.
Tony Stark looks tired as fuck.
He needs to patent that shit first.
Dude, he's been fucking.
Oh God.
He's probably hungover.
He's wearing his Iron Man suit, so something happened.
Well, remember he was taking that lady to the Playboy Club and barking at her?
I bet you that the reason why they did that is because they wanted us to know that it's Iron Man that he's calling.
Yes.
100%. If I bought this comic book and they tell me Tony Stark's in there and he's not wearing his Iron Man costume, I'd burn the fucking comic book store
You're
down.
like, who the fuck is that?
I don't want to see his face. Ew. So
I want to see that goofy mask with the mouth slit.
Why'd you give him a slit?
So we can have a straw with some juice.
He ain't drinking no juice.
Oh, yeah. His vodka cranberry.
Vodka straw.
I know a lot of alcoholics like that drink.
Well, people like cranberries. So then M.O.D.O.K is having his people deliver him to the ghetto to watch this, and they deliver him in like a U-Haul truck.
Yeah. And he's like a perfect octagon.
Yeah. His shape changes a little bit.
Yep.
So they drop him off.
Yep.
And,
Okay. We'll pick you up later.
We'll get you later,
Thanks.
I guess. Call us if there's a problem, I guess.
All right, but they don't let him in to whatever Yu-Gi-Oh competition he's going to because he didn't put on any deodorant and he stinks.
You stink bad. You smell like Steve fucking Jobs. What are you doing? I can't stink. I am M.O.D.O.K.
Listeners are like, now he's ragging on Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. It never ends with this guy.
I willed my body not to stink. Okay, M.O.D.O.K. Sure.
That should be the new insult for like comic book fans who are like extremely like incelly and they stink. We should just call them M.O.D.O.Ks.
I mean, I think is that really what we want to do? Is enrage them more?
Yes, 100%.
Those guys are potentially dangerous.
That's all I want to do. I'm already sold on it, James.
Bad things happen. Bad things happen.
I'm already sold on this idea.
The bulldozer's head looks like a lemon.
Yeah, it does.
I
love to.
It's a lemon head.
I love squeezing out a lemon and putting it in my water. Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of basically like very diluted lemonade at that point.
So good.
Could just have some lemonade. I recently discovered that I like lemonade, but only when I'm very parched.
It's too sugary. I like to just have a lemon.
You
I
can
like
get
the
lemonade.
tartness, not the sugary taste. I like the tartness of it.
It took me a while, but I figured it out. So yeah, Lemonade Man. He is destroying the ghettos. Still, nothing's really happened.
Yeah,
it's
millions
also
have died.
Part of the reason Bulldozer sucks is the design isn't great, the character's not great, and he doesn't even have his own personality. He's just saying what M.O.D.O.K tells him to say.
It's like an audio cassette tape that's playing.
Yeah.
It's like a Teddy Ruxpin.
M.O.D.O.K is sexually viable. M.O.D.O.K is a nice guy.
Like pulling the string in the back of him.
He sucks.
They're like, well, this M.O.D.O.K guy sounds really nice.
Yeah, they thought they
It's working.
They thought they figured out. They thought they cracked the Jack Kirby formula, and they did not.
Look how happy this mother is that her home was destroyed.
This woman is freaking out. And
at least AIM cares about us.
At least AIM cares about it, and she's holding a terrified child.
No, she's holding a baby who knows what's really going on. He's like, Mom.
Like, I'm leaving as soon as I can.
He's like, I'm depending on this woman to take care of me.
I mean, but that baby has a big head like M.O.D.O.K right now, and I know it's because it's a baby. Yeah, and I know all babies have big heads, but to me it's funny. Because the baby does look like it knows like what the fuck is up.
He's like, God damn it.
Everyone with a giant head knows what's going on.
He's like, my blankie was in that apartment.
My favorite blankie.
Son of a bitch.
All my stuff. It's Big
My
Head Baby and the
binky.
Monsters.
And Nana.
I am not sure we had insurance.
Dude, 1970s Harlem. No one has insurance now.
I've made a fairly decent living. I've only recently gotten insurance.
I only got renter's insurance because my landlord called me and goes, all right, I let that go for like a year and a half. You do
Stop
need
fucking
to get
around.
renter's insurance. She goes, just get the cheapest one. Like you have to have something.
Something on file, yeah.
And I'm like, why? You plan on burning down the apartment? Actually, my argument was like, I don't have the cheapest like policy I could get was like for 10 grand. I'm like, I don't have 10 grand worth of stuff. Like not even fucking close.
Wow.
Like 5 at the most.
Living like an authentic. So then Red Wing shows up with a package from Tony Stark. How Red Wing knew to get the package, I have no idea. But he shows up.
Because he's communicating with him through the necklace.
Sure. Well, to who? Tony Stark? Tony Stark doesn't have a necklace?
Maybe that's how that's how Falcon and Tony Stark talk to each other. Like they threw the magic necklace.
Wow. All right, fine, fair. I believe it. So Captain America grabs the package and he uses this to figure out that, he's being controlled by M.O.D.O.K, which he probably could have just... He says, I should have guessed. And I'm pretty sure he already did guess.
Yeah, didn't you already know?
Like 10 pages ago. So he says, all right, what I'll do is I'll jam his signal to make him do the opposite of what he's being told to do. So
because
he goes...
science.
Because science. And so instead, Bulldozer, I guess, goes to the one building he wouldn't go to, which is an abandoned church.
He made Bizarro.
Yeah, Bizarro.
Wouldn't he just rebuild the buildings then?
Yeah.
What is wouldn't the opposite of what he was doing be
Look.
just standing there and doing nothing because he's no longer in motion, which was if the opposite of being in motion is to not be in motion.
Look, Stan Lee had 2 pages to wrap this up, okay?
Then again, the planet is always in motion.
You also have to keep in mind, this was probably written with the Marvel method, where they would kind of loosely agree what the plot would be, the artist would draw it, and then the writer would come in and add the dialogue, and they would just hope that it would work. And it didn't
I
always
would like
work.
that.
Yeah, well, Jack Kirby could sometimes pull it off. They sometimes made it work, but...
Man, if I had to like write for Marvel Comics, I'd prefer that.
That's how they did. That's how they're able to crank out so much.
It would make it so much easier because like your options are limited. Like you have to make that work.
But if you can go ahead and look up like Marvel method errors or whatever, and there's a lot of stuff that's baffling because like they couldn't make it work with the dialogue with what was on the panels. Like who cares? I mean, whatever. We're all gonna die.
The guys buying these comics ain't fucking.
Yeah. The sun's going to explode. Who cares? So they go in to the church, and sure enough, there's that bunch of AIM soldiers, and they start kicking their ass. And, then they find M.O.D.O.K.
Yeah.
And Captain America says, hey, I found you. I reversed Bulldozer's brain and found you here. And
he goes, wait a minute, you can reverse stuff? Can you reverse what happened to me?
Like, no, I can only reverse Bulldozer stuff.
He goes, I didn't even think to tell Tony Stark to do that, and I'm not gonna.
Tony Stark could whip it up in no time, but we're not going to do that.
You know Tony Stark, can he help me?
Yes, any of the Avengers could help you, and none of them will.
He's like, I don't want to be a nice guy anymore.
So this is really kind of rushed at the last couple pages. Like they are fitting everything they can in. So the Bulldozer returns, and now he's confused.
Well, I thought he was just a robot playing voice tapes. And now he like comes to life like a real boy.
Exactly.
Yeah. He came to life, and he's asking M.O.D.O.K, Master, I don't know what's up.
He goes, I don't either, honestly. I'm a fucking soda can, dude.
I don't know how I thought this was gonna work out.
He's like, they turned me into fucking Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
I mean, like he voiced him, right?
Well, who else are you gonna get? You get the guy who looks exactly like him.
Yeah. I do think, I don't know, I get the feel, I have nothing personal against Patton Oswalt, but I do think that he might be edging people out for those voiceover jobs. Because I remember when he voiced Happy in the TV show Happy, which was great, but originally it was supposed to be Bobby Moynihan. And
would have been much better.
Part of me wonders if Patton Oswalt called up and said, I'm the Ratatouille guy, you fucking fire him, because it's easy money. Like, that is the easiest way to put your daughter through college, is to do some voiceover work.
He can't make a funny joke, so he might as well do that.
Nah, he's a funny guy.
No, he's not. I don't find him funny at all.
Anyway, we're down to the last 4 panels, so a lot has to happen. So the whole building is collapsing. I don't know why. They don't really clarify why.
And yellow guy is a normal size now, I think.
Yes.
Because he's going crazy.
He's going crazy. M.O.D.O.K wants to leave, but his chair gets stuck in the rubble.
Right, and they leave this crippled man to be crushed by a building.
Yeah.
And so in the final panel, it looks like the final panels of The Killing Joke, actually. Captain America puts his arm on Falcon's shoulder and says, all right, well, we're just going to assume he's dead. Would you like to be my buddy?
And he's like, all right, but we got to keep it on the DL. He's like, it's 1977, of course.
71, even worse.
Even worse.
So, he says, yep, I finally have a partner. I mean, another partner. My other ones are dead.
He goes, my partner is a bird named Brad.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that bird. We can't have the bird.
He's like, yo, bro, that bird didn't do shit. And that's the end of the comic right
Brad is a deal breaker.
Captain America's just like, yo, man, that bird sucks. I got you this gun.
I like it. To tell you.
I like the other way around of where it turns out Cap and the bird really bond.
Yeah,
and
right.
Falcon feels left out.
Yeah.
Like in order to make the Falcon interesting, in Captain America 2, they did give him guns.
Yeah, because he's boring.
Just to make him fucking useful. They're like, here's 2 machine guns. They're like, now I can do shit.
Why the fuck would you take one of your most popular film characters and now you're going to put it on a boring character that nobody cares about and think you're going to prop up your franchise with this?
Who cares? It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be just fine.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Just to spite you now.
I do want to note, we're not seeing it here or anything, but I do want to note that the letters page for this book at this time was called Let's Rap with Cap.
All right.
I thought you should be aware of that.
That's like a joke I'd make.
So,
because I ran out of time.
Let's wrap it up with Cap.
Yeah. Speaking of wrap it up, yeah. Okay.
Come on, it was 1971. There are 2 guys.
Well, so do you fucks with this comic? Do you like this? What do we think of this?
This was probably one of the worst books we've ever done. So 10 stars.
I'm shocked that you're right to dislike it and think it was a bad book, but I'm shocked that
give it 10 stars.
You did give it, well, again, that's the Dark Side's couch scale, not the personal analytical scale, which says it's terrible. Shée?
We've done some bad books.
We have, oh boy. Shée?
I'm going to give it my standard, it's a stupid.
All right, it's stupid.
Yeah.
That's your standard. It's a stupid.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
haven't said that in a long time. That can't be your standard.
That's Mario's standard, I think.
All right?
It's a stupid.
It's stupid.
You're appropriating the Japanese culture by doing that.
Pointing at Luigi when he says it. Yeah, this was a bad book. I will give it a little credit because of the Trumpiness of M.O.D.O.K was kind of relevant. That was kind of interesting. But yeah,
we were gonna make M.O.D.O.K Trump the whole time, and then we didn't.
there was a lot to cover.
You know
I
what
don't
that
know,
means?
man.
That means in the later half of the book, I don't have to do all that work.
Yeah.
2 out of 5 bird bosses.
Did you make the bird noises, James?
Hell yes, I did.
Good.
I
I would have been
couldn't
really
find-
disappointed if you didn't.
Obnoxious enough bird sounds. I was like, I guess I just got to do it myself.
Yep.
Time to talk about next time. And next time special.
It's a special.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
is special.
I heard it. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Mike, you literally yesterday asked to do this.
Right. So like, I've had a job since I was 8 years old, and for my 8th birthday, my present was that my dad got me a job. So like, I never had a birthday party, at least one that I can remember, and I've always worked on my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
I always-
God.
So I always like forget that it even exists because I'm usually working.
So you should be making these Coca-Cola images.
Right. I'm not gonna have.
That's really what you should be doing.
Yeah, we're doing that on my birthday.
Yeah, because it's coming up to your birthday. So yeah, you
It
wanted
almost
to.
is. Yeah.
Well, we should do something then.
Yeah. Well, we are. We're letting me pick from the wheel. The wheel's been changed for all the books that I want.
Right. So what we did here, Mike picked a handful of books that he wanted to look. By the way, we use Pickerwheel. Pickerwheel.com is a free place to make your own wheels. And latest update, now the wheel is just constantly spinning.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
that I like. Well, this might be a fucking pain in the ass when I make the video. Is the problem? Anyway,
Oh.
so Mike.
Well,
picked,
can't you just use the old version?
I don't think I don't. I was looking to like, is there a way to like change this back to roll it back? But I don't know if there is. Whatever. It's fine. It's
be fine.
people like spinning things. It's cool.
Sure.
So yeah, Mike picked 8 of the pre-existing items off the wheel
And a bunch of
made
requests too.
a couple of them are requests. There's some good stuff in there. Marvel supervillain team up, which I looked at that and it appears to be a supervillain team up with the hate monger.
Yeah, hate monger who's actually Hitler.
Was he really Hitler?
Yeah, he's Hitler.
I mean, he's a Nazi. I just didn't know he was literally Hitler.
I think he teams up with Red Skull, who's also a Nazi.
Jesus Christ. So that's an option. Journey into Mystery, a book called Zero Tolerance. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book. There's that Mike Barron Punisher.
Oh
book.
yeah.
There's a lot
yeah,
of
I'm putting that on there.
Thundercats.
Thundercats. Yeah.
Magnus Robot Fighter. But, and this was Mike's idea. Mike wanted Shée and I to each pick something to basically spoil the wheel. I don't know why.
Because
Yeah,
last
little-
time we had a one-off.
It's like have a little spice.
A little
You
spice.
know,
Yeah.
life's all about risk.
And
Remember?
Mike-
And it almost landed on it.
That was the most exciting time in my
Scary.
life.
Yes.
I've been chasing that high ever since.
So I think the idea here was to pick books that Mike would not enjoy, and Mike doesn't know these yet. He's seeing them right now. And Shée, do you want to? I have it here. We can look at the cover. Mike, Shée, do you want to explain why you picked Action Comics number 274?
Yeah, it seems like a book I would love.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Shée.
I feel like it would be a lot of it pissing Mike off in regards to masculinity.
It's a cover where Lois Lane has all of Superman's powers and is emasculating Superman by
Well, it
being.
sounds like a book I would love, actually.
Yeah, this isn't. It's also good to you put Superman out there and people get clicks. You get clickaroos. So,
Oh yeah, that's a good
This
present.
is also a comic that was a request.
was it really
wow,
from
was
who?
there? All right.
Bjorn.
Was it on? Okay, well,
All right, thank you.
happy birthday, Bjorn.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And then I had to pick something, and I thought, what would Mike enjoy the least? And I thought, well, lots of reading for very little payoff.
Oh, you bitch.
But then I found something. I'm going to show you what I found, but I'm not putting it on the wheel because I was getting the shakes thinking about having to read this thing. I was like, because whatever we do, I have to deal with it as well.
Yeah, correct.
And so what I was looking at, I'll show it because I think it's funny. It's Western Hearts number 3.
Oh my God.
Which is it's a cowboy western romance. I've looked at it. It's like 50 pages long. Most of it is text.
Hell no.
And then I thought it was hilarious I would have called it Western Farts the entire time, which would have been the best part of it. But I realized I can't even.
I don't know.
This.
The Lasso That Held My Heart is a great name for a story.
The Ghost I Loved. But again, just full of just
replaces his
walls
face
of
with
text.
Replaces the guy's face with Donald Trump.
Yes, replace all the faces with Donald Trump. So I didn't go with that, but I thought, okay,
Western Hearts.
The best kind of hearts, Western Hearts. Everybody knows.
I'm a cowboy Romeo.
Hannibal Lecter. He started talking about Hannibal Lecter recently. He's really into that. I don't know what's
My
going
God,
on there.
dude, he is as deranged as Biden is now. Like
so
they're both their
fucking weird.
mental faculties have just fallen apart.
Great man, Hannibal Lecter.
And the only other option is a guy whose brain was consumed by worms.
Was consumed by worms. That's the operative part there.
Doesn't grow back, does it?
I don't know. It might. I don't know. Your brain might grow back. I don't know. Try it. Find out. So I wanted to stay kind of in the general roundhouse. So I found something else instead. I found it's called Linda Carter, Student Nurse, issue 3.
Oh, I'm gonna hate this. What the fuck? Why would you think I would hate this?
I got excited for a second because isn't Linda Carter's Wonder Woman?
I don't know.
Linda Carter? Oh, you mean the actress, the actor
Yeah.
who played it? It wasn't Linda Carter. Was it
I
Linda
can't
Carter?
do it, Linda. I love you too much to marry you. That's a good line, bro.
Woman Carter.
That's
Well-
a good line to get your dick wet
Oh, it
and then
is
not
Linda
have
Carter.
to. Linda spelled with a Y though.
Yeah,
Spelled with a Y.
yeah.
Spelled with an I,
Well,
yeah.
the reason I thought so this is a romance comic, and the reason I thought it might
It's pretty based.
It could be pretty based, but it is first of all, it says student nurse, so this is possibly a dangerously young woman
Nah,
that we're talking
she's
about.
19, and the
Okay.
doctor hit it and quit it, and they said, "Sorry, I
Well-
can't marry you. I love you too much." She's like,
I've been
you got
told
me.
that.
It's also a redheaded doctor.
Yeah, well,
So,
we don't know.
like, I'm having success.
But he's
So,
a
I don't know.
doctor, though, bro. He's a tall doctor. That may be the only thing that erases
That's
the
the main
grossness
things I
of
go
being a
for.
ginger. Being
So
a tall doctor?
Exactly.
Fuck.
So it's a tough thing because I need to pick something that could potentially be it's Mike obviously wants Punisher or something like that. So
I do want that Punisher bug.
It can spoil the fruit a little bit. So
When
we
I
put
first
all
thought
those
of
items-
like just picking one book, I was like, yeah, we're doing fire.
So
Mike,
both of
Mike
us-
Baron Punisher.
Both of us chose feminine books.
Both of you pick books that I want to read, so no
Yeah.
matter what,
Well-
we're good.
all right. Well, the Linda Carter book is bonus. It's supposedly written by Stan Lee, so a double shot of the Stanster True
God damn
Believers.
it. See, lots of fun there.
Yeah. Well, I will say, if one of these comes up for Mike's birthday, it suggests that whomever's in charge of the wheel wishes Mike had never been born.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot on the line here. You know. All right. So
The
we're gonna
wheel
spin.
provides.
That's
The
like
wheel-
an extra candle on my cake.
The wheel has a lot to say about Mike's existence, and let's listen to some spinning music. And most of the other requests are I've already burned through them, but luckily, Born Too Late made a spinning music playlist for us, so there's still a bunch of options I go to on that. So how about Pentagram Wheel of Fortune?
Hell yeah.
It's feisty.
Hell yeah. Teenage me is driving around my buddy TJ's Firebird with the T-tops off over smoking weed. That is probably a real memory.
It's so vivid.
He
It's
legit had a Firebird with T-tops.
Such a perfect picture.
And we were doing
right.
drugs.
All right, well, that sets the stage. So let's figure out what we're looking at for Mike's birthday.
Mike's in high school driving to see The Matrix.
Could be anything. I guess it could be 10 things. And it's going to be... Oh! Is it going to click over? It did! Oh, my God.
Oh, hey. All right, I
So-
can do this.
It's Journey into Mystery number 89, starring Thor. And I believe this was a request, actually.
Yes,
this is a request
it was.
from Charles.
Yes.
And it says, Thor is a literal god, but women still want to change him.
Yeah, see? Perfect. It's a good
I'm-
combination of both those choices.
I'm
that you
surprised
guys
this is
put
your
up.
pick. I'm surprised this is your... I mean, it's going to be good, but
Well,
it's
it wasn't his pick. It was the Wheels pick.
It was Charles' pick. It was the Wheels pick. It was Mike's pick. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I like Thor.
Thor. You do like Thor. He's, I think, probably your favorite of like the main Avenger Marvel characters, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say, all the Marvel characters. Maybe I like Thor the best. I don't know. I like Wolverine, too.
I don't know why. I don't know what's compelling about this issue because the cover is just Thor with his hammer. It says, "See the heroic thunder god battle the forces of evil." I don't really know what's special about this. It looks like this is from way back in the day. This is from '63, so this is an early Thor adventure.
Is it his intro, or is he older than that?
I think Thor was already around for years, or maybe it's not. I don't know. I could be. I'm not sure. Well, let's see this. Thor first appearance. Thor first appearance, and the answer is mythology. No. He's introduced in mythology. So I guess Thor was introduced in Journey into Mystery number 83. This is number 89.
Yeah,
So,
once they brought out Thor, they're like, this is your book now.
yeah. All right. I mean, I don't really know. There's not really much to say.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude. All right, so like next time it'll be my birthday. We'll be journeying into the mystery of why my father didn't think I deserved a childhood.
Yes. You want to be more like Thor.
How old are you turning?
41 years old.
Yeah.
I'm James's age.
41, feeling fun?
Yep.
You're going to get the family hammer.
Right, with the calculator. The first was the calculator.
that your dad just bought, but this is the actual hammer they used.
You know what happens when
you're
you
gonna
type
get a projector.
No, when you grab the family the magical mystery calculator and you type in boobs, you will gain the power of Thor.
If you want to take it further, you can even get boobless out of there. I'm on my side podcast. I'll give you the inside tip of how to get your calculator to say boobless. It's an advanced technique.
Would also be a good name for a podcast.
Yeah,
for
we
men
have to
only.
change it to- It's our
Men can
men's
have
rights.
boobs.
It's our
Men's
men's
can-
right podcast. Yeah.
Men can absolutely have boobs.
Hell yes, they can. All right, that's it. It's late. This is fun. That's what we're gonna do next time. Talk a lot about Thor and those weird little buttons on his.
What are
chest.
those
What's
buttons
he
supposed to
doing there?
be?
6 giant buttons. I don't understand what that is.
I just noticed he has a T on his belt.
For Thor.
Or it's also shaped like the hammer.
It's
the
also
hammer
shaped
is
like that.
a-
It's shaped like that bird, too.
Yeah, it's the same
Yep.
thing.
Yep. That bird probably fits perfectly in his belt buckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's
Anyway.
a giant.
Shée, give us plugs and things.
Okay. Bond with the people you trust enough to take off your mask around while listening to our older episodes using any podcast app that you can probably think of and on darksidescouch.com. And then follow Dark Sides Couch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter /X, Twitch, Discord, and YouTube, and to keep up with our episodes and videos.
Yeah, I ain't taking off my mask in front of anybody.
No, I'm not doing that. Weak cringe.
No.
I
Mike's
need
dad
someone to know the real me.
Mike's never seen his dad without his mask on.
What a fucking bitch thing to say.
Yeah, seeing the real you. Yeah, you don't want to be seen. Try not to be seen in life.
Before you try to express your emotions, maybe say it out loud in front of a mirror first.
Or try not having emotions.
And then if you cringe even a little bit, imagine everyone else feeling that 10 times as much.
Yeah, imagine if M.O.D.O.K was saying it. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, which is you.
You look like M.O.D.O.K.
Yeah,
Having
you'll be a
feelings.
M.O.D.O.K. Be a Chad Captain America and start a relationship with a black man.
Sure. They'll hold you tight.
Bro, that's a Chad move. Captain America in the 70s, making bold steps.
Absolutely. He was the Hugh Hefner of the superhero community.
That's right.
Hugh Hefner had a lot of black comedians and stuff at the Playboy Club back in the day when that was not okay.
I thought you meant wow, I didn't know he was in committed relationships with men of color.
I mean, he must have tried. You're
Yeah,
Hugh Hefner.
That was a good thing, but all the sexual assaulting.
he's a
I don't
monster.
think he was strong enough to handle a real man. Only the straightest men can be gay.
You got to be super straight to be gay.
Right?
You really want to be a man? Stop having emotions and have sex with other men.
You know what's gay? Having sex with a soft pink woman.
And enjoying it. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Enjoying your sex.
No, wrestle for
loser.
top position with a strong man who's a purple belt in jujitsu.
Maybe stick a couple fingers in there. It's fine. Some people like it. It's worth the risk is all I'm saying. It's worth checking it out, seeing if maybe it works out and they're into it. I think that's it.
That's it.
All right. Anybody got final comments? Got a lot of final comments.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy
Next
birthday
time.
to Rudy Giuliani and to Mike.
We
And happy
share a
birthday
birthday
to-
probably.
Yes. Shée?
Actually, me and Bruce Campbell do.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. That's a guy who never takes off his mask.
Nope, because he's based.
Never see the real Bruce Campbell. Shée.
I saw the real Bruce Campbell. I met him once.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's all for now, Cushion Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Breaking news today as supervillain and presidential hopeful M.O.D.O.K has revealed that his bizarre recent behavior has been due to a worm in his gigantic misshapen head. The mental organism designed only for killing insists he has successfully undergone surgery to have the worm removed and plans to continue his campaign as scheduled. We now go live to a press conference from M.O.D.O.K campaign headquarters.
I am M.O.D.O.K. Defeat is unacceptable. Begin self-preservation subroutine.
M.O.D.O.K is currently leading early polling with an 87% favorability rating. When asked what was the biggest factor in their decision, the most common response from potential voters was, quote, "I just like how he tells it like it is," unquote.